Shanti. Good morning, Divine Family. So we will read the third part of the Murli today, where Baba meeting the groups. So it's a three-part. So we already read the first two parts, and today we will read the third part. Okay, so let's get started. So let's stabilize in Baba's remembrance, and together we'll read this Murli. Bapdada meeting groups. The solution, the first group Baba is meeting, and Baba says, the solution to the many problems in life is to have the awareness of the pilgrimage of place. Awareness of the pilgrimage place. Okay, so the solution to the many problems in life is to have the awareness of the pilgrimage place. So let's understand which pilgrimage place Baba is talking about here. It is a very great fortune to reach the land of the bestower of fortune. This place is not an empty place. This place is not an empty place, but a great pilgrimage place. People on the path of devotion believe that when they visit a pilgrimage place, all of their sins are absolved. On the path of devotion, people believe that when they, that's the main intention of visiting all the pilgrimage places, thinking that when they take bath in the holy water or when they, pray to a deity, their sins are absolved. However, they don't know, Abba says, however, they don't know when or how this happens. They don't know when or how this happens. Now we know, right, when this happens, at the confluence age, and how this happens by bathing in the knowledge of that Baba gives, right? Daily. You children experience becoming charitable souls by coming to this pilgrimage place at this time. You children experience becoming charitable souls by coming to this pilgrimage place at this time. The awareness of this pilgrimage place takes you beyond many problems in life. Good point. So the awareness of this pilgrimage place takes you beyond many problems in life. So the awareness of Mount Abu itself is, helping us to go beyond any sort of a problem. Okay, so, and then Baba says, this awareness works like a talisman. That means lucky charm. This awareness works like a talisman. That means lucky charm, right? So whenever you remember this place, the peace and happiness of this place emerges in your life. Whenever you remember this place, peace and happiness, right? It's automatically start emerging in our life, overseas. Therefore, you have become charitable souls. Have you not? Baba is asking, so haven't you become a charitable soul? Even to visit this land is a sign of fortune. Yeah, so to visit this land is a sign of fortune. Not everybody will get this opportunity. Not everyone will equally understand the importance of visiting this place, right? And we, on the path of devotion, many consider many other holy places to be great Tirthan, pilgrimage place, because Baba is not yet revealed fully to the world, right? Okay, so, and then Baba continued to say, this is why you are very, very fortunate. You have become fortunate. However, to become 100 times fortunate or even multi-million times fortunate is in your own hands. lovely line. Right? Baba says to become 100 times fortunate or even multi-million time fortunate is in your own hands. So you can decide, it's in your hand. So Baba gives you that pen to write your fortune. So it's up to you how much you want to make it. Million, multi-million, right? Yeah. And then Baba says, the Father has made you fortunate. And it is this fortune that can help you from time to time. Yeah, Baba has made us fortunate, and this fortune, right, I can help us from time to time. Whenever anything happens, then just come to Madhuban with your intellect. Whenever any problems, challenges, situation happens, right? So just use your intellect to make a trip to Madhuban. Okay, and then you will then experience yourself to be swinging in the swing of peace and happiness. Swinging in the swing of peace and happiness. Okay, very nice. And then Baba is meeting the second group, and then Baba says, to be a spinner of the discourse of self-realization is to be an embodiment of success. Spinners of the discourse of self-realization, right? When you do that, you become an embodiment of success. Yeah, you can even conquer Maya. Okay, let's see what Baba says when we do this, when we spin this discuss. Do all of you consider yourself to be a spinners of the discuss of self-realization? Have you become embodiments of whatever is the Father's praise? Just as every act the Father performed is even now praised as a divine act, so too is every act you perform like a divine act? So Baba is asking, so every act that which Baba performs considered to be a divine act. So to be the children of Baba. So are we performing such divine acts in our every action that we do? Have you become those who perform such divine acts? Do you ever perform ordinary acts? Okay. Those who have become spinners of the discus of self-realization, the same as the Father, would never perform ordinary acts. So I think the Father is Brahma Baba here. Okay, so we know that Brahma Baba, as every action was so divine, right? Very special. Everyone felt it very special. That's how we heard and learned in this Brahmin life, right? So those who become spinners, so when we become spinners of the discourse of self-realization, so just like Father Brahma, right? So he was, his every act was divine. So similarly, our action will also become divine. So it will be beyond ordinary actions. Whatever acts you perform would have success merged within. So second thing is, whatever acts, no matter what action you perform, success is merged within. Okay, so first thing is it will become divine act. Second is success is merged within. There wouldn't be any thought as to whether they will be successful or not. Not even a question of doubt or success here, successful or not, right? So Baba says success is guaranteed. In other words, there wouldn't be any thought as to whether they will be successful or not. You would have the faith that you would have the faith that success is guaranteed. Those who are spinners of the discus of self-realization would be conqueror of Maya. Third one. Third point, Baba says, you would be Those who are spinners with the discuss of self-realization would be conquerors of Maya. They would easily conquer Maya, effortlessly conquer Maya. Because they are conquerors of Maya, they would be embodiment of success. So that's the secret. So when you spin the discus of self-realization, you will easily defeat Maya, and therefore you become embodiment of success. Those who are embodiments of success would always be multi-million times fortunate at every step. And you will also accumulate a lot, because when you become an embodiment of success, right? Every step that you take, right, will give you multi-millions in return. Do you experience yourself to be multi-million times fortunate in this way? Baba is asking. So do you consider yourself to be that multi-million times fortunate? Have you accumulated such income that it will last you for 21 births? It has to come with us for birth after birth, not just for one birth. So we have to accumulate so much that which can be used for 21 births. So not just for 21 births, but if possible, we should accumulate it to use it for 84 births. Okay. Okay, then Baba says to be part of the Sun dynasty means to accumulate for 21 births. To be part of Sun dynasty means accumulate for 21 births. Therefore, constantly continue to accumulate at every second. Constantly continue to accumulate at every second, which means spin the discus of realization at every second, every time that you get that awareness to spin it. There you will conquer Maya, you will defeat Maya, you will become multimillionaires, right? Okay, and then the third group, Baba is meeting. The duty of living lamps, the rosary of lamps, is to bring light into the darkness. The duty of living lamps is to bring light into the darkness. Beautiful line, right? So when we light the lamp, so the darkness is automatically disappeared, right? So similarly, Baba says we are living lamps. So we living lamps, right, are responsible to the darkness, right, to dispel the darkness of this world, bring light into the darkness. Okay, so here Baba says, do you constantly consider yourself to be the ignited lamps? Do you constantly consider yourself to be the ignited lamps? You lamps of the world are the eternal lamps of the world. Eternal lamps of the world, in whose memory Deepamala is celebrated even today. Baba is asking, whose memory the Deepamala, that is Deepavali, right, is celebrated even today. So, do you have the faith and intoxication that you are the Deepamala lamps? Do you have that much intoxication that the Deepamala is celebrated, right, in the memory of we children, right? Even today, people turn the beats of your rosary so much. Why do they do this? Beats of the rosary. Why do they do this? Because you become those who brought light where there was darkness. Because you brought light where there were darkness. Okay, so constantly experience yourself to be ignited lamp. So we need to experience that I am an constantly ignited lamp. So Baba doesn't like that. Baba always like that. Add that constantly a word, sada, right? Nirandar. Okay, and then Baba says, And when we are ignited lamps, right? So when we are ignited lamps, then we also ignite others, right? So, and then Baba continue to say here, not flickering lamps, okay? Not flickering lamps. So constantly ignited lamps. Okay, and then no matter how many storms there are, you lamps are constantly and eternally lit lights. Don't worry about the situations or the storms that are around. The lamps, right? You lamps are constantly and eternally lit lights. Even the world bows down to such lamps. Wow, lovely line. Even the world bows down to such lamps. Right? Even the Father stays with such lamps. Father stays with such lamps. He does not stay with flickering lamps. Father stays with such lamp, constantly ignited and um, ignited lamp, not the flickering lamps. Okay, he says he does not stay with flickering lamps. Just as the Father is a constantly ignited light, an eternal light, and an immortal light, in the same way, children are also immortal lights. Just as the Father is constantly ignited light, eternal light, right? Sada, and immortal light, right? In the same way, children are also immortalite. As is the Father, so the children. Your memorial also exists in the form of the immortal lamps. Immortal lamps. Our memorial also exists in the form of immortal lamps. Even whilst you sit in your living form, you are able to see all your non-living memorials. Even while just sitting, your living forms, Baba says, you are able to see all your non-living memorials, right? So that is the temples, right? That we see the worship form, the deity form, the idols. I hope that's what this Baba is referring to here. You have become such elevated souls. They have become such elevated souls. Acha. So I think that's all. So that's where the Murli ends. Okay. So we'll take a pause here. We'll take a minute of silence. We'll remember Baba. And then we'll come back and share the points. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, feel free to share your takeaways, points that which you would like to practice for the day. Yeah.
Om Shanti, brother. Good morning. The initial part of the Murli itself carried a very significant message. It is if we have the remembrance of our favorite place, the pilgrimage place, many of our problems would solve. Basically, people go to pilgrimage places to take vows, to request gods and goddesses to help them out. With respect to us in the field of knowledge, once we remember Madhuban, we feel that air, the silence, the peace in that area, and meanwhile, our mind changes slowly. We attain a new state of mind by remembering that. So, momentarily, we come out of that problem for sure, that is for sure. And with the vibrations of that area, we can jump, take a leap towards something new. Yeah, Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's it's a wonderful point. Yeah, very nice. So the moment we think of Madhuban, right? So we are able to come out of all the problems, right? So the a lot of refreshment we get, right? So we can go beyond any sort of problem. So yeah, that was nice. Even in so many Sakar Murli also Baba, mentioned this, the importance of Abu, Mount Abu, right? The greatest pilgrimage place. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? Right, and the Baba also highlighted that, on the path of devotion, right, when people, their intention to visit the pilgrimage places is because they think visiting pilgrimage places means their sins will be cut away, right? So they somehow on the path of bhakti also, right? People believe that they have committed a lot of sins and they want to come out of it, and therefore they visit pilgrimage places, right? So here also, right, when we visit the pilgrimage places, right, um, it helps us to go beyond, right? And of course, it will help us to make the soul pure, right? Which means the sins that are accumulated or in the alloy mixed in the soul is also getting cleared. Yeah.
So the very first point Baba also mentions about to reach to this place of pilgrimage is a fortune. And then further instill this thing that the fortune is in your hand. So reflection on this point is to go to Madhuban, one need not have to be physically been going there. Every moment you remember Baba and remember Baba's house in the Sakar space, a lot of problems will finish all by itself. That's what he said in the initial part of that point. And then he spoke about being fortunate. So, how much fortune do we accumulate is all on us. And the only point that he highlights here is stay in remembrance of the Supreme Father and his treasures. So, in this case, the treasure is any problem, anything that you're dealing with, just go to that place, remember that place, remember Baba, and the problem will just, it'll give you some touching with the problem. You wouldn't be able to either deal with the problem with the powers that you get from there, or the problem will just vanish because the problem in my eyes, in my perspective, is a problem, but actually it may not be a problem. That is possible when we always stay in remembrance of the Father. That was one of the reflection Baba says. Fortune is given. How much you're taking is up to you.
Yeah. Very well said. Yeah. Lucky Dennis. Go ahead.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om
Kids,
Shanti.
go ahead.
Yeah, just suddenly I thought I will just share. Yeah, even as the sister was sharing, I think even in devotion, if you see, whenever there is any problem, they generally go down to, they pray to, they say they go to Tirupati or they go to Parani, you know, they have all these kind of pilgrimage places where they go, and what we call it in Tamil as Nepikadal. So they generally fulfill all those vows and all. But here Baba has said, the greatest pilgrimage place, the place where Brahma got his birth, the place where Shiv Baba was born, Shiv Baba Padramani was there. And Baba is saying nobody would know about Abu now. It is very later when all will come to know about Madhuban. So that's why he's saying anything you have, uh, it's just going to Madhuban. Or I feel, every morning in Amrit Vela, when you go for the Char Dham Yatra, Baba's hut, Baba's room, the history hall, the tomb. I also go to Shantivan. I go to Dadi Prakash Mani's tomb, Dadi Gulzar's tomb, Harmony thing, and Dadi Janki, and all the seniors. I think even if that kind of pilgrimage or the yatra, if we do every morning, because cannot every day go to Madhuban, I think that also a sort of it as if the mind has gone there, and I think I even liked that point. And I also like the last one. I always love when Baba calls us ignited lamps. He says, so nice to know later we will be looked up as eternal world lamps. Why? Because we are going to pull away everyone from darkness. So Baba is saying you should be constantly ignited, not flickering. The word flickering means not fluctuating. Whatever storms may come, you should not, because only when you're like that will the world bow down. Just like my father, he is like an ignited light, immortal light, eternal light, Chaitanya thing he is. So I think these two I would like to take, especially today being Ashtami, Durga Ashtami. I think I would like to take these 2 points from this. Om Shanti.
So that was wonderful. Yeah. Anyone else? Other points? Papa also said so many points. The advantage of spinning the discus of self-realization chakra, right? So darsana chakra. So any thought about that? Because when you spin, if you want to become conqueror of Maya, right? So this is the best weapon. Right? On the path of Bhakti, we have seen Sri Krishna is killing all the demons, right? With that weapon. So here, right, on the path of knowledge, so we have given, Baba has given us this weapon to be used, right, for killing any sort of a demon that is inside us. It's a great.
And he's ingraining this point that you are the spinner of discuss of self-realization. Success is going to be on your way. And point to check, he says, is if you're doing that, you will inculcate and have the embodiment of all the divine qualities. So the reflection is to check on as to any situation, anything that's showing up. Am I working in my default mode of body consciousness, or am I going beyond it and bringing forward the divinity within me? That's one reflection on what Baba is speaking about today on the spinner of self-realization. Be an embodiment of the divine qualities.
Yeah, right. And as a result, right, so we accumulate so much of wealth, which Baba says multi-million at every step, right, when we do that. So I think what we need to do as a practice is whenever there is a problem or your mind is not stable, you think you want to sit in meditation and there is so many things in your mind, right? And you are not able to focus. At that moment, just try this practice of chakra, right? Just spin the discus of self-realization. That means chakra, right? Sudarsana chakra. Spin it, and then eventually you see everything is getting slowly calmed down, and you can even create a wonderful stage. Um, After some time, you will be able to create a wonderful stage. So I have experienced this. Sometimes we may not be in the mood to meditate, right? Or sometimes when there is a problem, or you just finished some work and then came to sit meditation, something important. And when you sit in meditation, you feel you can observe that whatever work you have completed, right? So there will be still thought coming, bothering you, right? Though you try to forcefully push away all the thoughts, but still they will come. So this is one technique that which can be used to stabilize ourselves in Baba's remembrance when we consciously spin the discus of self-realization. Spinning it for some time, we feel, okay, I am stabilized now. No thoughts, no other worldly thoughts are bothering me. I can, you will be able to take yourself to a stage where you can remember Baba. Eventually your yoga will also become powerful. Yeah, so that's why Baba said this is a very good weapon which can be used to conquer Maya. And but
One
also,
thing
yeah, go ahead, Radhika.
you should use it for meditation and remembrance. Somewhere if you go back and look at yesterday or day before yesterday, I think it's yesterday, Sakar Murli Baba says that remembrance is not about sitting at one place. Remembrance in whatever actions you're doing, in whatever you're performing, just stay in remembrance of Baba. Now, picking up from there, while today in Amrit Vela, I had a lot of thoughts, and the inner mind was speaking lot many things. So in that state, it wasn't easy at that point of time for me to move in directly in remembrance and looking at the point. So immediately what I remembered was, okay, this is Navratri time going on. Let me remember the 8 powers. And then, of course, I used the 8 power commentary. But the moment I started listening to the commentary of 8 powers, all of these thoughts started just moving off. And I was very much one with these affirmations and these powers and how one needs to inculcate these powers. It was something which worked for me today morning, is what I'm sharing. That how remembrance in different forms supports.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, thanks for sharing. That is very nice. Yeah. Sometimes it is like that. So though we want to sit in meditation and remember Baba, right? So sometimes it doesn't work. So we have to understand the whatever mind wants at that time. So it's about trial and error sometimes. So some techniques you try, it may not work appropriately, right? So then you have to keep trying some other technique, right? So you cannot practice Bijaru all the time, right? If it's not working, Bijaru, the seed stage is not working, try some other stage, Farista stage, or travel around as a worthy of worship soul and then give everyone Sakash power. That also you enjoy. Or you can have a chit chat with Baba. Nothing is working, you can at least talk to Baba about what you did in the previous day. That also will eventually give you a stage. If you do that for some time, at least 10-15 minutes, you'll start experiencing. Yeah. So any other sharing? Anyone else would like to share the techniques that they use to establish or make the yoga powerful, or to experience Baba differently? This, if you share, this can be used for others also who are joined in this group. They can also take it home and practice and then see how it works for them. Yeah, some techniques might work in a similar way for many. Yeah. So anyone would like to share? So if not, we'll move towards meditation. We have this announcement, right? That is Sunday, we have a masterclass coming. Shwetangai will be conducting a session on the 8 powers, right? How we can use these 8 powers. I'm sure this will be a wonderful session because we know that these 8 powers are very important, right? And especially when we deal with the world outside, when we are mastered in this all 8 powers, living in this world is like a playing a game, right? So that's sort of a um, thing. For us, it will be, that means the life will be so easy for us to move on. So 8 powers is very important. So when you master in these 8 powers, then you can even pass with honor. Yeah, so I request everyone to join for the session that is, scheduled for the Sunday, 5 o'clock. With that, I will let's sit in meditation. So I was thinking, let's do a Chardham Yatra. So I will play after this commentary. So we all have a trip to Madhuban together and then experience the Chardham there in Pandavagan. Yeah. So as Baba's already talked about the importance of Madhuban, and Madhuban means for me it is Pandavagan. That gives the most pleasure there, sitting and experiencing Chardham. So let's see that and also listen Bhakta's voice. Option. I'll share my screen. Hope you can hear the sound. Oh, okay. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a beautiful Navratri day. Okay.